going directly up to Munich, and besides, his English isn't too good. But I hope that you agree the music is spectacular enough to warrant some seeking out of his records. In the meanwhile, here's another major guitar talent, one who's right under our noses, Frank Marino. He went underground for years, recently emerged with a new solo album, and has embarked on a tour of small clubs all over North America.
This is a 1,000 horsepower streetcar. Looks like something James Bond would drive, you know.
Or an ejector seat.
It's got all kinds of gimmicks, you know, nitrous oxide, this, that, the other thing. Yeah, laughing gas.
Yeah?
Yeah, you put it in the car, just about doubles the horsepower.
The last time we spoke to guitarist Frank Marino was in his Montreal garage. He had broken up Mahogany Rush, despite its international success, and retired temporarily from rock and roll. Now he's back with a new album called Full Circle.
When we spoke last, you were saying that the days of the mega rock arena you thought were behind you because it just represented all the excess of 70s rock, that you no longer had any personal contact with your audiences. Well, what's your attitude now?
You start to become, I think I told you that, you start to become like the other bands. I mean, you get out there and they're playing a certain way, so you get out there and you act the same way, and you lose whatever it was that made you unique, or that made me unique when the record companies were like enthralled with us and wanted to pick us up in the first place. I mean, there was a uniqueness there. And I think we kind of lost that somewhere along the way. We kind of became another rock band. And now with the album now, if you listen to it, you'll hear that it's like, yeah, it's an appropriate title. It's more like the Mahogany Rush 4 and World Anthem albums, but it's more modern than that. It's not dated like those albums are, but you could see that there's an approach to the music now as being a unique thing. Let's make the music different than anybody else, and let's try to play a little bit different than anybody else. And if it works, hey, that's great.
How's the music scene in Montreal these days? Is it rocking?
Oh, Montreal's awful.
Oh, tell me. But you still live there, right?
I still live there. It's only because of the Canadians, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a hockey fan. Well, my family and the Canadians, I like hockey. But it's awful. It's always like calypso music. It's
No, that
weird,
soca stuff, it's so hot there.
weird
Yeah.
kind of crap, you know. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody or anything, but
Yeah, because I always thought the French Canadians were still the hardest rock.
well, the French Canadians in the province are great when you go out and you play to them. But what I'm saying is that the way radio has become there and the way the Montreal itself, Montreal proper, has become, it's like, it's so, ugh, I'm not
sleepy.
Yeah, I'm not into all these newfangled, these artists that are full of drum machines and,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no playing, there's no passion in any of these bands, and I don't care. Rock and roll is the art of imperfection, man. It's the art of imperfection, and it's got to be just a little bit imperfect, you know, in order to have some kind of feel. And these old drum machines and Fairlights and emulators and all that stuff that everyone's using, there's no people on stage. It's cold, you know. You see the bands, it's like they're full of dead men's bones, you know.
The new music will be right back with Depeche Mode.